welcome to SCN Corporate Connect. I'm Greg Greenberg reporting live from United Nations Plaza. And my guest today is Joshua Ashley Klayman. She co-leads the Blockchain and Smart Contracts Group at law firm Morrison & Foerster. Welcome, Joshua.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, you're here, and today is International Women's Day, and they're kicking off the Decade of Women initiative over at the UN. What does that mean to you and your work?
Well, as a lawyer at a large firm, we see every day that there are fewer women who reach the highest levels. We see this in technology as well. We see this on Wall Street. International Women's Day is a chance to celebrate all of the great accomplishments of women in the law, in technology, across the world, in every industry. So it's a great day to remember what has been accomplished, and also a great challenge to say, how are we going to move forward and expand opportunities for women and provide mentorship and support for women so that we can reach the next level and support the next generation of women.
Well, right now we are seriously lacking women in technology, especially in high-profile positions, as well as on Wall Street. But let's start with technology. How did you get involved in technology in the blockchain?
Sure. So as background, I was a leveraged finance lawyer. I suppose I still am at some level. And I also did corporate and securities work, but primarily leveraged finance. Well, as I was working on some deals, I had started hearing a couple of years ago about banks looking into things called smart contracts. So I also heard in the same breath, and these smart contracts will help them to reduce legal spend. So this perked up my ears. I was like, well, what is this? I need to understand it. So as I looked into it further, by starting and figuring out what is a smart contract, this led me to what is a blockchain. And as I went back and deeper into the space, then I thought, okay, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin, which I had heard about, but it never had any relevance to me really at the time. Once I understood it in the context of blockchain and the capabilities of smart contracts, it took on a new magic. So I basically brought it to the attention of some folks at my firm in the finance practice, and my colleagues Gary Lee and Mark Wojciechowski, they really supported me and a colleague of mine named Steve Bleiberg to start a group. And so we did, and now we have over 70 lawyers around the world who focus on blockchain and smart contracts matters.
Well, it sounds as though you had some men at your firm who were looking to promote women and promote technology as well. How do you get more young girls interested in technology so at some point they're going to lead groups like you?
Well, I think one of the ways is by focusing on women and their accomplishments, and not just on the challenges that are faced. Of course, we have to focus on the challenges as well, but when you consult an expert, if you can consult women who are experts, this really can give a young girl the opportunity to say, hey, I see myself there, and that is so important that you be able to envision yourself in a role, right? To have role models that speak to you and your experience. So I think that's key.
All right, and you said that you work kind of in technology and with Wall Street firms. How is Wall Street reacting to what's going on in crypto and the blockchain? Are they adapting or are they afraid? Because this could cost them a lot of business.
Well, I think like the rest of the world, people are both adapting and they see risks. Right, so I think there are different ways to look at it. There are great enterprise blockchain applications out there that are under development. There's a lot in the way that Wall Street is looking into ways to harness blockchain technology. At the same time, of course, the rise of cryptocurrencies and digital tokens generally has some people trying to adjust and say, how do we deal with this new kind of reality? And it's interesting though, because I believe that many of the banks are starting to explore what their role might be in a world with digital tokens.
And how do you, as a lawyer, keep up with the evolving legal challenge? The SEC is supposedly looking into ways to govern the exchanges a little bit more. We just heard about that just this week. So how do you keep up with the laws as they're changing every single day?
So a variety of ways. Number one, I read voraciously. So I read the publications online, Crowdfund Insider, CoinDesk, things like that, other publications on a daily and multiple times a daily basis. But also beyond that, part of this is you can't be an expert in every area. And in my view, there are no legal experts in this space. We're all learning. You might have some legal pioneers, but no one should say that they're an expert because that presumes that you know it all. Part of this is a team effort. just as with blockchain, there's consensus, there's trust, there's all sorts of people coming together. You really need a great team to work on these deals, because every deal, every new thing, it's like a law school exam. And even settled law that you think is totally, you've got it, right? When you put it in a blockchain or a crypto perspective, all of a sudden the old looks new, and it's kind of an interesting puzzle to figure out how it all fits.
And then finally, you say crypto and or blockchain. Are people in it? Do people understand, the difference? Or some people, when you say crypto, they're in it to make a buck, a quick buck, trading coins, and then blockchain, they're in it for the technology. How do you navigate between the two?
Oh, well, I don't think necessarily that people are in it for the buck with the digital tokens and in it for the technology with blockchain. I think they go hand in hand. I mean, if you have a blockchain, often it has a native token, right? So they work very closely together. I just divided it in my mind because when I named the group with my colleagues, we named it Blockchain and Smart Contracts Group, because I personally thought that we would see enterprise blockchain and smart contracts in the wild a lot more than we've seen right now. I've seen a lot of proof of concepts and things like that, but most of the smart contracts that I've seen have been in the digital token space, actually with the token sales. So in my mind, I separate it out because I think, when I think the blockchain, I think of the overall technology, and when I think of the digital tokens, I think of, wow, a whole new capital raising and a whole new way to build a network.
All right, well, thanks a lot for coming on and talking about it.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for watching SCN Corporate Connect.